senator, don't insult my intelligence. And that was said by John McCain speaking about the A-10 Warthog. So after the success of the previous John McCain video, I thought I'd try my hand at casting something similar. So today we have a 3 versus 3 with some names you should remember from the last video, and I strongly recommend you check that out first if you haven't already. So we've got KomradeKermit, who is Gunther.S, creator of the Frago mod, and Urigan Enjoyer, who is Makocb or Max Mix from the Eugen Discord, etc. And they're joined by their friend Alan_Frago, and they're on a 3v3 on Airport up against these guys, who I think are a 3-stack, but I can't be 100% sure. And they are Varjo v2, Jusa, and Bummeri. NATO versus PACT, just like usual, and we're on Airport. Airport, pretty cool map, pretty good for 3v3. I think it's not too laney in a way, but basically one player usually goes for this, one player usually goes for this, and one player usually goes for this on each side. So we'll just go through the deployments real quick. So yeah, we're not going to cover every single unit. It is, after all, 3v3. So PACT opening one fob, which can be very useful in team games, can be very, very useful. And on the left here, we've got lots of BTR Scrashits with Iglas, so lots of AA. They're very prepared, not like the guys from the last game. This time they're very prepared, and we see, let's count the AA pieces, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 AA pieces, a jet, an SF, a AA helicopter, another AA helicopter, 13, 14 AA pieces, 2 AA helicopters, and a jet. So they're very, very prepared for the enemy's deployment. And, you know, if you've seen the last video, you'll know why. Presumably they are enjoyers of the Hippie YouTube channel. So lots and lots and lots of AA, and the interesting thing with 35Y, which Jusa is playing, is that you can get Iglas in the BTR Scrashit, which is, so that the gun on this is actually, the ZU-23-2 is kind of overperforming right now, so this is pretty cool. You see how they've basically just strapped it to the top of a vehicle. This was a real thing, they actually did it. They probably didn't do it, you know, this many times. But certainly you see these things strapped to a lot of the tops of a lot of vehicles, and that comes with the Igla inside it. So it's you get 2 AA for the price of 1. Thing is, it is slow because it's tracked, so you get the tracked speed, as opposed to if you get an Igla in a truck, or a Stroll in a truck, like in a car, which is obviously wheeled, so that will get there faster. So lots of AA, and we've got Varjo v2 playing 4th Motschutsen, and he's going mainly for the left here. He's going to try and attack India. Jusa is going to hold down center and help his mate in India. And yeah, and then we've got Bummeri, who's mainly focused on the right, the far right, and he's, you know, opened not with much infantry, but he's going to get some recon guys in there with Mi-8 rockets, so they're not cheap. And then he's got the 2 AA helicopters, so he's going to secure the right side. On NATO, got KomradeKermit on the far left with yeah, so not a whole lot. He is playing 11th Cav this time, but yeah, you see that he doesn't really have a lot of units, which implies planes. And we've got Alan playing 5 easy, and he's opened 4 AMX-10 RCs. And they're all going over here, so standard French cancer, and that's backed up by Urigan Enjoyer with the standard 3rd US cancer, so he's got, you know, Apaches, presumably some planes as well, and we see Alan's opened with a jet. So I'll be casting it from this perspective, and we'll get on with the game. So I'd like to take this opportunity while we look at the 3 jets that the opponents opened with, definitely expecting an Apache heavy opener. to thank the channel joiners. One channel join is worth about 2,000 views. Thank you to all the channel joiners. And we see lots of planes out at the start here. So, you know, the F-15s meeting with the MiG-21s, and Blue definitely has air superiority here. Just far more points put into air. So those planes should have been used a bit more defensively by Red, preferably over the Screshits, right? As opposed to charging out there. And they lost both of those, and then we see the standard opening from last time with, so we got 2 Thunderbolts here, plenty of helicopters barreling down here towards the AA. Losing those 3 jets, though, that was rough. We've actually got 3 Thunderbolts. This is the rocket one coming with 11th Cav there. And we'll see the Apache start going to it with the Hellfires, because they're Saclos, you can move while it's shooting, and it will keep the target unless you right-click something. And, oh, here come the... Oh my god. Ah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Look at the red. It's just the same as last time. Oh no. They all disappeared. Where did they all go? So that entire push just obliterated. All that AA never really got a chance to shoot. 1 Apache destroyed. So I guess, yeah, there you go. There was the AA that made it. Oh, never mind. Basically, more or less the same thing that happened last time, but now we see this sort of trickle of ASFs, right? So this isn't very smart because there's many more planes on one side. So if you just buy 1 ASF and send it out, you know, it was lucky to get that kill there. Usually it dies before it does that. And now we see the AMX-10 is just sort of cleaning up. This Thunderbolt's still in there. Can it get the CV? I don't think it sees it, but it does get the mortars. And now he's going to try and fight the planes. So yeah, here we go. If these 2 had been out with the other one, that would have been much more successful. So that Thunderbolt does go down there. This Eagle ran out of missiles a long time ago, but hasn't been evac'd. Fresh Mirage out for Allen. This Milan's still going, but there's no AA. Oh, never mind. It gets taken out by the R60Ms on the Maulding MiG. Even more planes coming out for Red, but a fresh Eagle out from Max Mix. Flies over 2 Cubs, dodges everything. Continues to dodge everything. Okay, its luck runs out and it goes down. Wow, that was pretty wacky. Over on the left side, Bummeri sort of saved from all this. Hasn't really lost anything. He's still got his Cub. Although I thought he had a Strela. Yeah, he's still got his Cub and his Strela. On the right side, you know, Alan's moving in with these AMX-10s now. So, Red really struggling on the right side here. Lima successfully secured for Blue. AMX-10 is just going down here, and there's nobody on this road, so they'll be able to get in. And once they get in, it's very difficult to deal with them. You need helicopters. Hard to bring your helicopters out when there's so many baddies. These Cubs are moving forwards now, and now he needs to turn them around. He needs to turn them around. He knows somebody's pinging. Varjo's pinging, and he's still... he should have turned them around. T-64, though, in a defensive position, will be able to scare these guys a bit with the Agona ATGM, of course, outranging the gun by a good 400 meters, so the Cubs will survive. Helicopters out now, perfect counter to the AMX-10s, they don't have auto cannons on them, but yeah, once you get the infestation, very hard to shift. +2 for Blue. And it'll be more once KomradeKermit's M1 gets up here, although he's being quite defensive. He's sending it back here as opposed to just sending it down here, even though he's got the Stinger here. He should be able to see everything. I guess Alan's P4 PC will get in there instead. Bummeri still trying to advance over here against basically nothing. So all 3 blue players fighting for the middle, whereas really only 2 red players fighting for the middle. The Hellfire takes out that T-80B. It's not fantastic. Hellfire really good, 24 pen, 70% accuracy, and you see if you're moving, you still get 50% accuracy. More pings coming out from Varjo. He's like, protect my Cubs, please. The AMXs are still here. And he notices that he loses something back here. And so he sends this back there to deal with that. This guy's going for this. This doesn't actually have... Yeah, so this can kill both of these. Here we go. It's got a Kokon on it, so it should be able to kill it. I'm surprised it's not. Does it not see it anymore? Oh, I see, because it went behind the house. Kokon, not like the Hellfire. You need to be stationary to use it. But yeah, the rockets will mess this thing up. It's not got much armor at all. And this one went down to What exactly? Don't tell me this killed it. The BMD-1 with its 14 pen heat gun killed it. Interesting, and then, yeah, surrender start. There must have been a 3-stack because they all surrendered within like 2 seconds of each other. So yeah, another interesting game. I really did like that Thunderbolt thing. Let's just watch that again real quick. Maybe we should watch it from the other side this time. And yeah, you know, I've had a lot of people complaining saying, Hippie, you know, when you show off these strats, I end up against this because people will just watch your videos and copy them. And yeah, I think it's hilarious. I mean, these guys, they knew all about it. Look how much stuff they had. Right, so yeah, we saw that they flew there. So what mistakes were made here? First of all, not enough ASFs compared to blue, and if you realize that your enemy has more ASFs than you don't just charge in regardless. You don't just bash on regardless, right? You get... Oh, but they did kill one F-15. But they lost all 3 for that, so it's not worth it. You keep them back here and bait the enemy into flying over all your scratches. Now, second problem, the scratches are on fast move, not attack move. So they're not going to shoot. They're just going to keep moving. They've got a 2% stabilizer. 2%. It's not going to hit anything. These AA helicopters could have been redirected over here by Bummeri. But yeah, that's difficult because these Thunderbolts will just kill him. And here we go. Here we go. It's happening again. And they're not shooting because they're on fast move. And he didn't unload them, so the Iglas couldn't do anything. And there they all go. Ah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Although then, so then these 2 Strelas sort of... They do get that Apache. They do a bit of work. So yeah, imagine if these had all unloaded and he'd been like, oh no, and then just unloaded them all, or kept them back a bit, kept them in these trees perhaps. The worst thing you can do is just continue to charge forwards, because that's when you lose all your stuff. So I hope this gave you some ideas on how to survive this. And yeah, GG. I mean, the game's basically over from that point, right? They just start feeding things in one at a time. Yeah, interesting game. GG.